Hi, welcome back. So, in this particular session, we are going to see some of the simple programs in Python. Okay. So, instead of telling the history of Python, okay, the features of Python, you may not understand all the things. So, I will explain this later. So, let us write a simplest program in Python. Okay. For that, we need to go for the command prompt. So, in the search bar, type here command prompt or CMD you type here. So, go to the command prompt. Okay. So type here Jupyter Notebook. Okay, Jupyter Notebook. Note that we have in the previous session we have installed the Jupyter Notebook along with the Python. Okay, so if you have not watched that particular video, please watch that one. Fine. So I'm going to the Jupyter Notebook. So to go to the Jupyter Notebook, I'm typing Jupyter Notebook in command prompt. Okay. So it has gone to the Jupyter Notebook. So this page you should get it. Fine. If you don't get this particular page, please make sure you install Jupyter Notebook properly. Fine. So then click on new here and Python 3. Now let us say I want to calculate. Let us see the operators. Okay, what are the operators? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. How we are going to do in Python. Okay. So for that, let me type here 3 plus 4. What is 3 plus 4? It is 7. Fine. So it's going to display 7 here. Similarly, let us say 4 minus 2. We know what is 4 minus 2. Okay, 4 minus 2 is, let us run this one. To run it, so we have a run button here. Fine. Click run here. Fine. And you get 2 here. Similarly, let us see multiplication. How to do multiplication here? 5 multiplied by 6. So for multiplication, we will use star here. 5 into 6 and press enter. Press click run here. Fine. You will get 30. So similarly, for division, 18 divided by 4. Okay. What is 18 divided by 4? For division, we use slash here, forward slash. Okay. So click this run and you will see 4.5. The answer is 4.5. So similarly, let us say you want to do in double division, like integer division. So 2 slashes we will give and 4. So what will happen? Let us run this one and see here. This is an integer division. The decimal part will not be there. Okay, if any decimal part is there, it's going to remove that one. So that is, we call it as a integer division. So that only the integer part will be there, decimal part will not come. Say for example 9 divided by 3. Okay, we will get something here. So here it is 9. 3 3s are 9. Fine. Now let us say 10 divided by 3. So what you will get? It is 3.3. So let us say 10 double slash 3 and you will get only 3 because this 0.33 it has removed. Only the integer part will come. Okay. So similarly, let us say 4 mod 2. Mod is here percentage 2. What do you mean by mod 2? In remainder after division, what we will get? So when you divide 4 by 2, you will get 2 2s are 4. Fine. The remainder will be 0. Okay, let us run this one. The remainder is 0. Similarly, 5 divided by 2. What is the remainder? 2 2s are 4. 1 is the remainder. Fine. So you will get, now this is division. 5 by 2 is division. 5 mod 2. Okay, mod 2. If you say 5 mod 2, what will happen? So you will get 1 as the remainder because 2 2s are 4. Fine. And 1 will be the remainder. So similarly, let us say 5 double division 2. Fine. So you will get 2 is the answer. Decimal part it has taken away. So remember, just single slash, it is a normal division with decimal point. Double slash, integer division, the decimal point will not be there. Fine. It's going to remove. Mod, if you give instead of this division 5 mod 2, it will give the remainder after division. Fine. So don't worry if you are not getting this reminder. So I will explain it later also. Let's just see, we will see the operators, what are the operators that is available here. Okay. Now let us say you want to add this 4 plus 2 multiplied by 10. So what do you think? So first here the precedence is the star, it will multiply 2 into 10, 20. 20 plus 4, 24. It's not like 4 plus 2, 6, 6 into 10, 60. No, it's not happen like that. So first, the precedence will go to multiplication. So it will multiply first, 2 into 10. So I think you know the Boardmaster rule. So same way, 2 into 10, 20, 20 plus 4, okay, 24. So run this one and you will see here, you get 24 here, fine. Similarly, let us say, I'll copy this, okay, let me copy this one and paste it here, and I will give here brackets. So what do you think? So first brackets will be executed, okay, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 into 10, 60 now, okay, and you see here, you get the answer as 60. Now this is with, we are dealing with Jupyter Notebook. If the same thing we want to do with our IDLE, then what we have to do is, see, minimize these things. See, minimize this also, don't close this one. Okay, minimize. Go for IDLE. Okay, type IDLE. Yeah, type IDLE in the search and you will get this one, the shell. The same thing we can type it here, 3 plus 4 in the shell mode. 3 plus 4, enter, you will get 7. 4 plus 5, you will get 9. Similarly, like I said, 10 double division 3, press enter and you will get integer division. So same way, like how you have typed, the same way you can type it in IDLE. Those who don't have this particular Jupyter Notebook, they can able to type here in Python shell also. So then what is the use? Then why we need this Jupyter Notebook? I will explain this later, okay? Why we need this, fine. So let us go for a new page, fine. Click on this Python 3. Okay. Now we are going to see print statement. So what is a print statement? Fine. So for the print statement, I have your print. I will print here hello world, okay? Hello world. Hello world. Run it and you will get the result as hello world. So I can use like this. I can use the output you will get as hello world, fine. So then double quotes, fine. Use instead of single quote, we can use double quotes also, okay. Run it, it's the same way. If we are opening with single quote, okay, then we have to close with single quote only. If we are opening with double quote, then we should close with double quotes only, okay. So this is a string. We are printing the string. String means a set of characters. So there are a set of characters should be given either single quote or double quote, okay. You cannot mix with that, fine. Now let us say we want to print something like this. I'll copy this. Now I will say here double quotes, comma. Now we are two different strings are there, hello and world, fine. Let me print this one and in between comma is there. So it's going to concatenate these two and it's going to print hello world. See, hello world. It's going to concatenate and it's going to print in this way, fine. Now let me write this one hello world, okay. I'll copy this here and paste here, and I want this world to print in the next line. Hello in the first line, world should be in second line. So how I can able to do it? So I can say here, I can say /n, okay, /n. Run this one and see hello world is printed in the next line. So what this /n does is it will tell the Python that print the next one should be print the world in the next line. The whatever the character that is coming after this, print in the next line. So this /n we call it as a escape sequence, okay. It will not be printed. This, see this /n, it will not be printed. It will tell the Python that world should be printed in the next line, okay. Now similarly, let us say, let me copy this. Let us say I want to print the /n also, okay. I want to print as it is, okay. /n also I want to print. Then you just give that here R. We are telling the Python that don't consider the escape sequence now. This escape sequence is there. Don't consider print as it is. Whatever the string we have given, print as it is. So run this one. And you can see hello world will be printed as it is, whatever we have given. If you remove R like this one here, then it will take escape sequence into consideration, okay. Now let me write this hello world here, okay. Now instead of /n, I will give /t. Let us run what will happen, /t, backslash it is, /t. So what will happen, run this one, hello world, okay. There is 7 spaces it will give. There is around some spaces are there, okay. Not more than one space, okay. So it will give some spaces. Let us say 7 character space it will give, Fine, a tab space. Fine. Now let us see. I'll copy this one here. Hello world /t. Then I will say here /n. How are you? Okay. How are you? Fine. What do you think? What will happen? See, this /t tells to 7 character space between hello and world. /n it will tell, this escape sequence tells the how are you should be printed in the next line. Let us print this one and see. And see, hello world, and in between spaces are there. Why? Because we have given /t here. Now how are you is printed next line because /n we have given. /n will make the how are the next character that is coming to print in the next line. Fine. /t is to give 7 character spaces. Fine. Now let us say I want to print as it is. I don't want the escape sequence to be considered. So you know what to do. What to do? We have to say here in before the string starts, we need to give here R. Okay. Now it will print as it is. Okay. See, hello /t world /n. How are you? Fine. It doesn't consider the /t and /n. Okay. So /t is actually 7 character space. It didn't consider. Why? Because we said R. So there is a way to take as it is. So that is before the string we have to say R. That's it. Now next we'll go for a new page, Jupyter page. Okay. Open the new page. Now we will see string variables. Okay. So what is a string variable? Okay. So we'll see that one. Now let us say here x equal to John. Okay. This we call it as a set of characters, nothing but it's a string. Okay. Set of characters is a string and we call it as a string literals. And that we are assigned to x. Okay. Now let us print this x. Print x. What do you think? What will happen? What it is going to print? Run it. And see, it will print the value of x. See, we have assigned John to x. Fine. And we are printing the x. That means John will be printed. Okay. The value of x will be printed. The same way, let us say here, I will say like this. Now, I will print this in double quotes. What do you think? What will happen? What it's going to print? It's going to print x, not the value of x. Because double quotes, whatever we give, it will print as it is. Okay. If you give just x, it's going to print the value of x. Okay. Either you can give in double quotes or we can say like this in single quotes also, it's okay. Let us say single quote. See here, single quote. Now it will consider this as a string. Okay. Now it is a string here. See, John, it will be printed. See, when you give it x in double quotes, it will print x itself because it is a string. It is not a variable. Now what we call it here, what we have learned here. So x is a variable here. Okay. Whose value is John. Fine. So x value is John. When you print x, it will print the value of x. That is John will be printed. Fine. Now let me see this one. Let us say, let me take this. Okay. The first one. Let me take this here. Now what do you think when you print like this, x equal to comma x? Okay. What do you think? What will happen? As I told you, this one string. Okay. This will be printed as it is. X equal to will be printed as it is. And this will print the value of x. Okay. So it's going to print x equal to John. Run it. See here, x equal to John. See, this x equal to nothing but it's going to print as it is that we have supplied here, this one. This is a string. This string will be printed as it is. See, it's printed as it is. Now, this x, it has given the value of x, that is John. Fine. Let me write like this, x equal to Python is okay, y is equal to awesome. Okay, Python is awesome. Python is in x and y is awesome. Now let us see what will happen if we say here z is equal to z is equal to x plus y. Okay, z is equal to x plus y. Then print z. Print z. So what do you think? What will happen? See, x is Python is, y is awesome. So x value is Python is, y value is awesome. Python is awesome will be given to z. So z contain Python is awesome. So let us run this one and see. So you can see here Python is awesome. Because we didn't give the space here, that's why it didn't consider the space. Let us give the space here this side. Okay. Let us run this one again. Python is awesome. Fine. So z value is Python is awesome because x value is Python is, y is awesome. So it has joined, merged, concatenated. Fine. X and y joined together and it has given to z. Fine. Python is awesome is joined together and it has given to z. Now Python is awesome. That is a z value. Z is a variable which stores characters. Now set of character, that is string. So x and y and z here are variables of string variables. So that can store a set of characters. Fine. Now let us say I want to print like this. Print. Now we know z contains Python is awesome. Fine. What do you think? What is this going to print? Print z equal to comma z. Okay. What it is going to print? What is the value of z? We have just now calculated Python is awesome. That is, this is the value of z. It is okay. It's going to print z equal to Python is awesome. Let us see this one. See here, z equal to Python is awesome. Okay. Now this is one string. This is another variable. This is a string z equal to in double quotes, and this z is a variable. So how can you say it's a string because it is in double quotes? How can you say it's a variable? This is not in double quotes. Okay. Variables will not have double quotes or single quotes, whereas string contains double quotes or single quotes. Fine. Now let us say another way. Print. Let me write here. A is equal to ideal. Okay. Fine. B is equal to. Let us say print this one. Print school. Okay. Space. Okay. Space. Then I will give here A. What do you think? What it's going to print? It will print school, the value of A. That is ideal. Fine. School ideal. It will print. See here. School ideal. It will print. Fine. Now same way. Okay. The same way we have integer variable. These are all string variables, and this ideal is a string literals. Okay. Set of characters. String literals. This is a variable. What is a variable? What is a variable whose value varies? See here. We have where the x is there, we can change the value of x at any time. Okay. A is there, we can change the value of A at any time. So similarly, I can have here, I can take here, let us say C equal to 10. Okay. So 10 is not a string, it is an integer, number. Fine. It's an integer. Now similarly, C equal to 10, let us say print C. What do you think? It's going to print 10. Fine. C equal to 10, print C, it's going to print 10. The value of C will be printed. The same way, as we know, if I say here in double quotes C, okay, then what happens? C equal to, okay. Let us run this one and you can see C equal to 10. This C equal to will be printed as it is. The value of C will be printed. The C is a variable of type what? Integer, which stores numbers, okay. And it is, we call it as an integer literal. Okay. The value, that is this one 10 is an integer literal. Fine. Now let us take a scenario where A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus B. You remember that we have done in strings for this. Same way we have done. So let us say print C. What do you think? What will be printed? A is 10, B is 20. 10 plus 20, what is 30? C will be 30, it will print 30. Fine. Now similarly, if I want, I can say here C equal to, okay, C equal to, comma. Fine. If I run this one, now it will say C equal to 30. Not just 30, it is C equal to 30. Or if I want, I can change this to sum. Sum is equal to C. It's going to say sum is equal to the value of C, that is 30. Fine. Now, this is integer literals 10, 20. These are integer literal. These are integer variables a, b. These are integer variables. Fine. Now let us say I have here a is equal to 15.5, b is equal to 10.6, 10.6, c is equal to a minus b. We'll give a minus b now. Okay. Print c is equal to comma c. Okay. Now what it is going to print? It's going to print 15 minus 15.5 minus 10.6 because a minus b. A minus b, a is 15.5, b is 10.6. It will calculate the difference, it will keep it in the c, and it will print the c as 4.9. The difference between 15.5 and 10.6 is 4.9. So, okay, it will subtract a minus b. Fine. So this is what? This is a floating literal. It contains decimal value. So then we call it as a floating literal. So this a we call it as a floating variables. Okay. The type of variable is a float type. This is integer type because it's just a number. Okay. This is a string type. This one x is a string type because it contains string literals, set of characters. Okay. Okay. Can we do the same code? Can we write the same code in IDLE? Yes, definitely we can able to do it. Fine. For that, what we have to do is IDLE. Okay. Type IDLE Python in the search bar. You will get this one. Go here. Then what you can do is all the commands we can do it in file, new file. Okay. All the code that whatever we have done, the same way we can able to do it here. See here we have the shell mode, and from the shell mode, so I'll explain. From here we have to go for IDLE. Type the IDLE in the search. Go here. This is a shell mode. Fine. This is a shell mode. Then when we say here file, new file we have to say. So this is the script mode. Fine. So in this script mode we have to start typing the print statement like we have done. Print hello world we have done. Okay. Hello world. Fine. And print to see you cannot run first you have to save it. Okay. First save it here. So let us take A21. I will give the some file name, then run it. Run the file, and it will run in the shell mode here. See, when we run this, it will run here. Again, I will show. Click run module, so it will run here. Fine. We'll go back to the script mode. Let us say I want to print hello world again with /n. Okay. Type /n here. See, the output will not be displayed here. It will display in this particular screen. In this screen. Okay. So run it here again. Run module. Okay. Save it first. Okay. Now see here. This is hello world for this one. Okay. This one hello world. This one. Then this hello next line world. So in this way you can able to do it. Okay. Let us remove all these things, or like take another file, new file. Fine. This is a new one here. Fine. You type it here. Let us say a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Okay. C is equal to a plus b. A plus b. And print C. Print C. Now run it. Save it here first. File. Save. Okay. Give A22 file name. Save it and run it. And it will run here this side in the script in the shell mode. Okay. Now to run, it will show in the different screen. It's not like our Jupyter notebook. Fine. It is different. So the same programs can also we can also run in IDLE also. Fine. So if you don't have a Jupyter notebook, nothing to worry. You can work it out like this. But best way is for to work is in Jupyter notebook only. So what I have faced. Okay. Thank you.